Hey YouTube, this is Rescue Amusement Park Fan 62. Here is my honest review of Kings Island Amusement Park. Um, Now, as you know, I do a lot of Kings Island videos on this channel, but I would like to give an honest review about Kings Island. Now, when you first pull up, depending on what time you pull up, you will either have to wait in line or you can just go right through. So, once you pull in and you either pay to park or you show your Cedar Fair or Kings Island Pass, you will find a parking space. Um, and as you know, Kings Island has a good sized parking lot, so it can fit quite a bit of people. So now, once you park, you will head toward the front. The good part is they have an announcement in the front that talks about all banned items, um, stuff like that. You also go through security. Security, as long as basically you don't beep, you can just go right through. So right there, there is the ticket office where you can either get your tickets, um, get your season pass, stuff like that. I No, I don't know if you can get your season pass at the ticket office, but you can also get it at the guest service right there in the front as well. So, and then there's there's one for group sales and stuff like that as well. So and then you go through the um, front gates, then you on International Street. So you have three ways to go. You can go left to go toward Action Zone, or you can go straight and you can go on either side of International Street. So I'm going to start going toward Action Zone. Now, the cool thing about this is two things, especially when it's the summer months and it's hot. If you go down there, there are a lot of trees. So while it still may be hot outside, um, you can at least be underneath some shade. Right, also in there is the Kings Island um, Theater, where they will have different shows throughout the year. So now you get to Action Zone, you will see Delirium right in front of you. Action Zone is to your left. In Action Zone, you will find Banshee, the Bat. You can go past Banshee, Congo Falls, their water ride, and Vertigo. Their Vacoma coaster. Now, um, Banshee typically will have a long wait, so keep that in mind. So now, and you will have Vertigo right there at the edge as well. So, um, if you go past Vertigo, you will get to a pathway which will lead you. You can go left or you can go right. So if you go left, you will go toward um, you will actually go into their new area for next year called Adventure Port, where you're going to have a Zamperla Endeavor. Um, so it's basically the new model of the um, Hus Enterprise. You also have what looks like a barrel type of ride, so it looks like it's just like a barrel version of the traditional teacups rides. Um, and then there's going to be some other stuff in there as well. You will also get to the beer garden, and then Hank's um, Mexican Grill that is going to change names to something else as well. I'm not sure exactly what that's called. And then you go past that, and then you will go into Coney Mall. So as you come in Coney Mall, the entrance to the racer is right there. Um, the good, I will get to this here in a minute, talking about some of the season pass benefits as well, which will include rides like Orion, which I'll get to in a second, um, racer, and all others. So you go past the racer, you will also go past the monster, which is almost right next to the racer. The scrambler on the other side. Um, uh, then you will find a skyline chili, and then the entrance to go into Area 72. If you go in Area 72, you will have the entrance to both Flight of Fear and Orion right there, along with basically it's sort of like a pick up and to go style restaurant where you can get like different types of like chips and stuff like that, along with like space themed slushies and stuff like that. So you come out of Area 72, you will see a swing ride right there. Then you go past the swings. During Haunt, it is known as Killmart. And then the rest of the year, it's just a facade. Um, and then you will find antique cars, and um, on down is Windseeker. So you come back to about where there is a Coca-Cola drink station. Um, Actually, no. I'm sorry. Then you will see a jukebox diner, and then Shake, Rattle, and Roll. So if you go down the Shake, Rattle, and Roll, you go down that pathway. It's mostly just a pathway. There's only one ride entrance in there, which is the Italian stunt job. And then you get to Rivertown. So if you go one way, you go to the right, you will go back toward the front. That's just a pathway. It goes beside uh, Italian stunt job, along with one food stand in there. It looks like it mostly does like ice cream, Dippin' Dots, and some other stuff like that. So if you go the other way, you will go through Rivertown. Um, so you basically go by La Rosa Pizza. Um, and then a drink station, some games, the entrance to the Beast. Um, then you will go right under Diamondback, and right there is also an old time photo and a Amy Ann's pretzels. Um, then you go around, you will see um, Potato Works, which is like a place where they do fries of different ways. So you can get like cheese fries, chili cheese fries, pulled pork fries, stuff like that. Um, then then you will also see Rivertown funnel cakes, where they do funnel cakes and stuff like that. Then you go around, and then you will see the Miami Rivers brew house. So in there is just mostly a lot of either like theme park style food or a fancier version of it, I should say. Burgers. They have burgers, hot dogs, um, nachos, uh, different types of sandwiches and stuff like that. If you are looking for like a vegan style burger, they do have it in there. I believe it. I think it's Impossible Meat. I don't really know. So you go past Mime River Brew House, and you will go to the entrance to Diamondback, as well as the exit through its gift shop. So from there, you basically head toward Planet Snoopy. You have two different ways to get in, but depending on which way you get in, you will find a different experience. So If you go right there near the entrance to Diamondback, you will kind of get toward the end of it where you will find uh, a arena where they will have different stuff throughout the year. Mostly is used for peanut characters meet and greets, as well as some other stuff like because I know they have like horses and ponies and stuff like that in there, as well as some kid style rides. So they kind of have a old kid style ride. I forgot what it's called. It's kind of like whips you around. They have another one where you get in like old or like train style cars. Then they have one of those like half pipe uh, style rides. They have another one where where they're like it's different. It's basically the same thing with different names. So it's like the Flying Eagles at Cedar Point and stuff like that. It's different rides like that. Then they also have some traditional kids rides such as like small swings and this really cool peanut style. I guess it's sort of like a small like train or something that goes above you. It's just like one car. It plays the theme to the Peanuts. Also, while you're in there, if you're looking for food, there is a stand where they serve like popcorn, ices, um, canned or bagged cotton candy, stuff like that. And then they have another one that where it's just ice cream, I believe slushies and soda as well. Um, as you leave, uh, that you will go by Chick Fil A. If you actually go down some, um, you will go by uh, Boo Blasters, which is their indoor shooting dark ride. Um, and then you can come out right there at the Grader's Ice Cream. If not, you will just come out right there at the end where there is a another snack stand right there, where you can get like popcorn, different icy combinations, soda mostly, and then also there is like a French style bakery right there where you can get sort of like different sandwiches, like French style sandwiches, pull apart cinnamon bread, and some other stuff like that. Also, if you go along this other street, part of International Street, you will go by mostly like sort of like a fudgery, another La Rosa Pizza, Cinnabon, um, and then some more stores like that. So, and then also on the other side, if you see there is an 80 ends and then like a grill style place where they will do different things throughout the year. If you go down there, there you have the Festus House. In Festus House, you have a La Rosa Pizza and a Panda Express. And then there will typically be a show in there throughout the year, depending on the season and stuff like that. The show varies. Okay, so I've given you an overall aspect of King's Island. One of the good things that they do is if you have a gold or a platinum Cedar Fair pass, as well as their new Prestige and Prestige Plus pass, depending on the time of year that you go, you can get in about 30 minutes early. Um, I think it's about 30 minutes early and go to certain attractions that open during that time. So it's typically like one or maybe two at the most big coasters. So stuff like Diamondback, the Racer, Orion, stuff like that usually opens. And then typically a few of the kids rides as well. So you have to show your diamond, your gold, your diamond, or your platinum, or your prestige pass to get onto the ride during those times. Um, Other than that, you have to wait till the park opening time to do it. Um, Now, throughout the year as well, Kings Island does have a few of these different festivals and stuff like that that they do. Typically, I believe it's in June or July. They didn't do it this year because of their 50th anniversary special, but they're doing it again next year. Is their Grand Carnival. So, this is in a lot of Cedar Fair parks as well. Grand Carnival basically is like a New Orleans style parade and feel um, to an amusement park. Um, I know a lot of their sister parks do it. I know Kings Dominion does it. I think Carowinds does it. Knott's does it, I believe. I'm not entirely sure all the parks that do it. I will find out though. And then in September, at the end of September, is Halloween Haunt, which lasts about 6 weeks. So Halloween Haunt is their Halloween event, of course. During the day, they have tricks and treats, which is the kid-friendly or family-friendly style event. I'm I'm interested to see if they do like Halloween for next year as well. They didn't do it this year. I just don't know if they ran out of time to plan that or what. But anyway, tricks and treats and Halloween is basically where it's so you can do stuff like trick or treating, face painting, paint a pumpkin, stuff like that. Then about 6 o'clock, they will transform the park into haunt. I'm also interested to see if they're going to do like what they did this year for haunt, where they do the whole um, like test subject thing. I thought that was really neat, and every hour on the hour for the bell tolls. I don't know if they're going to do that again next year, so that is a wait and see moment. Um, and then uh, Thanksgiving weekend, they for 6 weeks or so they do till the end of the year. They do Winterfest, which is their Christmas event. Um, Now, not a lot of stuff is open during Winterfest, but it's of more of like the lights and the stuff like that than the rides itself. Um, Now, one of the greatest things about Kings Island, most coaster enthusiasts and other people can tell you, Kings Island has one of the best when it comes to their ride ops and stuff like that. They will get you in and out in such a short period of time. Which is why typically even on extremely busy days, so you're talking about a Saturday in the summer or Halloween Haunt or something like that, even though there are extremely long lines, they really get you in and out. So something like Orion, for instance, it runs 3 trains. So typically for rides like Orion, uh, Diamondback, Banshee, um, the Bats, the Beast, and others, they will typically run at least 2 trains at least on those days, depending on how many trains that attraction has. Um, so that way the line doesn't get as long. And Mystic Timbers. I forgot about Mystic Timbers. Mystic Timbers does have 3 trains, and they typically run them on extremely busy days as well, all 3. So you have that. Um, Food. Kings Island has a decent food selection, so they have both park food itself as well as outside vendors. Outside vendors, you're looking at La Rosa Pizza. You have 2 locations, one on International Street, the 3 locations, I'm sorry. one on International Street, one in Festus House, and then one in Rivertown. You have Cinnabon. You only have that one location, which is on International Street. Um, you have two Skyline chilies to choose from. Um, so you have that one right as you enter the gate. You see it right there at the corner. Um, then you have another one in Coney Mall. Those typically just have like uh, Coney dogs. I think one way, two way, three way. Excuse me. Stuff like that. Then you have Starbucks, where they do a lot of the standard Starbucks stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think they accept a lot of the Starbucks stuff when it comes to like points and getting free drinks and stuff like that. Um, then you have Panda Express in the Festus house. So they serve a lot of the typical like fast food Chinese stuff. So like orange chicken, bourbon chicken, stuff like that. Then you have in Action Zone, you have the Chicken Shack, which does like chicken tenders, chicken sandwiches, stuff like that. Across, almost right across from the Chicken Shack, you do have Ice Cream Zone, which is, those mostly just have ice cream, slushies, ices, and soda mostly. Um, Coney Mall has Coney Barbecue, which is really good. Um, then you also have Jukebox Diner down toward the end. Those mostly just have um, burgers, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and stuff like that. Um, then you also have a place close to there, um, which is mostly is like popcorn, ices, cotton candy, sodas, stuff like that. Now, also next to Jukebox Diner is an ice cream place as well, where you can get like soft serve ice cream and milkshakes. In Rivertown, you have another La Rosa pizza, like I said earlier. You have Annie Ann's Pretzels. You have Potato Works. You have Miami River Brew House. Uh, and Rivertown Funnel Cakes. So, and then of course throughout the year too, they also have Dippin' Dots cards and alcohol cards as well. Dippin' Dots cards are not as common now in Kings Island, so you mostly can get Dippin' Dots from the one like enclosed style Dippin' Dots card right there at the edge of Action Zone, as well as that one stand on that side um, pathway that kind of goes between the front going back toward Rivertown. You can also get it at, there is a card right there. There is a space right as you're leaving Action Zone um, where you can typically get like pretzels, Dippin' Dots, um, bottled sodas, and stuff like that. And then I think there's one more. Um, and then you can also get alcohol stuff as well. They do have canned stuff as well as on tap beer. Um, Now, their on tap beer is not as of a big selection a lot of the times. It's typically just like Budweiser, Bud Light, sometimes Michelob Ultra, and stuff like that. Canned beer, there is a lot more. Um, so they typically will have Michelob Ultra, Budweiser, Bud Light, some of the Cincinnati based ones, and stuff like that. Also, if you go in the water park, you just go through the kids area, you go over the train tracks, and then you go by the catering area and stuff like that. You will see it. It is right. They have a bar that is attached to a restaurant called like Coconut Grove Cafe or something like that. That bar typically has a little bit more when it comes to alcohol stuff, more than just beer. So you can get like certain mixed drinks. You can also get frozen margarita, Jack and Coke, um, so stuff like that. I believe that is the only alcohol place in the water park as well. Um, so as you can see, Kings Island has a variety for everybody, and it is one of my favorite parks to go to. Um, I live about 2 hours from Kings Island itself, a little over 2 hours, I should say. Um, so it is an awesome park to go to. And then from there is only about 3 hours, maybe four, to its sister park, uh, Cedar Point, up the road. So as you can see, Kings Island has something for everybody. I would like to hear from you. Have you been to Kings Island before? What, if so, what did you think about it? What did you like it? Did you not like